It sometimes feels like the deeper I get into the story of Richmound, the further I get from the story of Romana Didulo and her cult. It can feel like the presence of the Queen is incidental to the simmering local grievances that have the town divided.
Oh my gosh, my skin is so dry.
That's why I need you to meet Sarah.
To be honest, I'm loving my hair since I got here.
Oh, right.
My family, not so much.
Sarah and I met up to talk because of something that happened to her dad.
Yeah. And so how long has he lived in Richmound?
For 12 years.
And what brought him here?
I'm pretty sure it's the price.
Sarah's dad moved to Richmound for an affordable retirement. We're not using his name or her real name to protect her father's privacy at her request. He spent his first years in Richmound on his own. Sarah says he had a tough time finding community in town. Then he got sick.
And he was not doing well. His health was getting worse because he has really progressed MDS, which is leukemia.
He lost weight, was weak and tired. Sarah worried about her father from afar. She and her husband were living a few provinces over. Then her dad started getting treatment, blood transfusions and chemotherapy, but the cancer was still progressing. So she was relieved when her dad reported he'd made some friends in town. One woman and one man, neither of whom Sarah wants to name.
He only had a handful of friends who he met. The woman in town was his only friend, and the man who owns the school.
And her dad started telling her about this group that's staying in the Richmound school, who his friends have introduced him to.
She kept bringing him to the school to be with those people and to eat with them, and they used to feed him all the time, which I like that. He's alone, he's an old man.
Did he ever say anything about interacting with Queen Romana?
Yeah.
What does he say?
He just said, there's nothing weird going on there. Dad, what are they doing? It's weird.
I do think he buys into her politics a little bit.
Yeah.
That's Sarah's husband.
But we told him
I have heard him talking about the fact that we have a government here, like a mayor's here. He considers it treason against the Queen.
Meanwhile, her dad started talking about a new potential treatment for his cancer.
When did you first hear him talk about the med beds?
He's been talking about them for a year, hasn't he?
Yeah.
What did he say about them exactly?
Just that they can reverse your aging, they can heal you, they can change your DNA.
Med beds. These are fictional medical devices that Romana has been promising her followers are coming soon. Images shared online show futuristic medical pods, often with bright lights and airtight lids. They're said to be able to cure almost anything. They can perform surgeries, regrow limbs, cure diseases, and even reverse aging. This conspiracy theory predates Romana and has been spread beyond the Kingdom of Canada. In the fall of 2025, Donald Trump even posted an AI-generated video of himself promising medbeds.
Every American will soon receive their own medbed card. With it, you'll have guaranteed access to our new hospitals led by the top doctors.
But Romana has been selling her followers on medbeds for years, and it's gotten some of her older followers hooked. Followers like Sarah's dad.
Yeah, I think he thinks he's going to get one and be 20 again, and
Yeah.
healthy. I think that's kind of how they're
Everyone
selling
wants
it.
to live, and it's just so sad.
Yeah. And when you're old and sick, it's easy to prey on you for that.
Of course. And did you know that they were something that was coming from this person called Queen Romana?
No. We found that out when we took Dad out the other day.
Sarah's dad showed them the messages he'd been exchanging with someone from the cult's Telegram channel who had sent him photo evidence.
They share photos, and we did a reverse search on the photo. It was from the movie Prometheus.
Yeah.
They're literally just taking actual science fiction films.
And these are actually...
Someone had been sending him images ripped from Prometheus, the fifth movie in the Alien franchise.
But we told him that it's not real. That would be nice. We flattered him, but it's not a real thing. It's just fiction. We didn't know he was so serious about them.
He is serious, even considering stopping his chemo treatments.
He told me he doesn't want to do it anymore. I'm like, God, really? And I think I know why.
Why?
Because of the med beds. He believes this so much, and it just breaks my heart.
Sarah and her husband were getting increasingly worried. They decided to move their family to Richmound to help him out. But then they learn something that makes them worry on another level. Sarah's dad tells them that he's been donating to Queen Romana to secure his spot in a medbed.
He says everyone does donations. They don't take anyone's money. It's all donations. Yeah. But still, you have a pensioner who has just enough to afford his living. Why would you take his donation for a thing that doesn't exist? It's to get his spot for the med bed. It's ugly. I couldn't sleep last night. It bugged me so much.
When I think about the forces that pull people into conspiracy theories, fear, hate, Facebook algorithms, those things feel at least possible to combat. But hope and health? I really don't know what a daughter in Sarah's position should do. And the woman Sarah doesn't want to name, the friend her dad has made in town who continues to bring him to Romana, I'm pretty sure I know who she's talking about. With the Richmound mayoral election finally here, locals like her dad's friend are willing to do just about anything to win, even if that means siding with the cult over their own neighbors or their own family. I'm Rachel Brown, and this is the Cult Queen of Canada from CBC's Uncover. Episode 5, Election Day. I'm back in Richmound with my producer Pippa to cover the election between Brad Miller and Jody Smith. Brad is the current mayor running for re-election, who has been working tirelessly to get the cult out of Richmound. And his challenger is Jody Smith. Jody sees himself as the neutral option and thinks the opposition to the cult has gone too far. So, in a way, this election is between the seniors and the so-called elites. Some might even say it's the town versus the cult. Our plan is to stake out the polls and check in with both sides as the votes roll in. Voting has been on for all of 5 minutes when the doors of the polling station crash open.
Don't feel bad, Bill. I got objected to too. And I lived in town for 50 years.
2 locals come out, already in a tense conversation. They stand on either side of our car, glaring at each other.
But
But
what's
that's
Bill?
because somebody else started it.
Brad's running mate, Jig, is squaring off against Bill, a friend of Jody Smith's, over who should be allowed to vote in Richmound.
Did you know that my wife walked in here and got objected to? Then Jody Smith got objected to? That's why you got objected to.
Why?
For no other reason, Jake.
But Bill, you
Use
don't
your
live in,
head.
Bill, you don't live in town.
I have a fucking lot.
Bill and Jig are fighting because both of their votes have been objected to. Brad was told that if the cult was going to show up to cast their ballots today, he would have to object in case he wanted to later contest their votes. But Brad has really been going for it. And so, in turn, Jody's team serves it right back to him, tit for tat. Jig for Bill.
You got a piece of dirt, so you could come and vote. We all know that, Bill.
No, nothing to do with voting.
2 sides of the battle for Richmound. Jig representing the so-called elites, the anti-cult side, and Bill standing in for the seniors, who are more sympathetic to the presence of the cult. After the fight, Jig stays by our car for another moment to debrief.
And again, here's small town stuff.
Yeah.
Bill's son is married to my wife's sister.
In a way, these men are extended family. But since the cult arrived, that familial bond has been torn apart. As we're talking, a vehicle pulls up and parks. Inside, the driver stares daggers at me from behind her cat-eye glasses. It's Melinda Fisher. As you might remember, it took a long time to get Melinda to talk to me. But once she did, she really talked.
I'll show you how corrupt the town is, really. These people here in a school are miles. They're nothing compared to what the village is.
But then, I published a feature article for the Walrus magazine about the story, and suddenly, she stopped talking to me. I hadn't been able to get a hold of her in months. Then just as we were driving into town to cover the election, I got a text.
So I just got a message from Melinda that says, "Too bad, you used your own article for your narrative. You burnt your bridges here so long." Well, I guess that's the end of my relationship with Melinda, though she hadn't been responding to me for a long time, so.
And now here she is, and we're locked in a staring contest.
She's looking at us. I'm not looking away. It's kind of like a game of chicken. Yeah. She's looking right at us. She's been looking at us like straight for a long time. She's got somebody with her.
Right beside her is an older man. He gets out of the car with a cane. Melinda comes around and supports his arm as they walk towards the polls. Jig tells us he's a local and is quite sick.
So she went to get him so that he could vote. I doubt he'll ever be back here again from, like, he's got cancer and he's not in very good
Oh my gosh.
shape.
An older guy with cancer, with Melinda. It suddenly dawns on us who this is. Sarah's dad, one of Queen Romana's followers.
Why drag somebody out here that is in that shape just to get a vote?
We watch as Melinda and this frail man make their way to the polls. She's successfully adding one voter to the Jody Smith side. But will her larger plan work? Will any of the 12 cult members she added to her land title actually vote? I felt a mild underlying tension in Richmound the first time I visited. Today, it's ramped up, way up. Jig feels it too.
I feel it just driving in here today. I feel it, Bill walking out the door. I feel it, Melinda sitting in the vehicle staring at you. It's just, everybody's eyes are on you.
It's not unusual for Richmound to feel surveilled, with the cult security patrolling the grounds and filming everyone walking by. But today, I look over and the school grounds are mysteriously empty. And not only that, they've put up these huge tents on top of the school. On a recent broadcast from the cult, they'd been talking about preparing for a natural disaster, like the massive floods that had just hit Spain that fall.
If you see water coming from underground, move to higher ground immediately.
This seems unlikely in Saskatchewan in the winter. I wonder if they're inside the tents watching the town, surveilling the polling station, deciding when to make their move. After the drama this morning at the polls, I go check in with Jody Smith.
How certain are you, my last question, how certain are you that you'll win?
Fairly certain. I've done the tally, and I think pretty sure I'm going to win. Not by a big margin, though. I don't know if there'd be 10 votes between us. So it's going to come down to getting every vote out.
Jody has set up a war room in a little industrial building on the edge of town, where he and the other seniors gather for coffee every morning. Signs on the walls say things like, "Sorry for calling you stupid, I thought you knew." And there's an industrial-sized coffee urn brewing all day.
All right, thank you very much, Peter.
It's 11 a.m. and already Jody's on the phone calling undecided voters. He actually got his phone for this express purpose. He'd never even had a cell phone before.
I realized if I'm going to do this job,
You gotta be reachable.
text and talk only, no data.
The dumb phone.
It's a dumb phone.
And he tells me he's managed to pull a few voters over to his side and even convince a few locals to vote who had never voted before.
He says he can't vote for Brad Miller, I'm sorry. So that's one I wasn't guaranteed on, that's for sure.
Jody says his campaign promise to focus on Richmound's problems and leave the cult alone is resonating with voters.
This town is in turmoil. The coming of the Queen was a catalyst for a lot of it, but I think we can see our way through it so that we can at least talk to each other, at least look at each other, instead of going on to Facebook and doing a big rant and saying you're, friends with the Queen or you're this or you're that.
Already today, both sides are slinging insults on the local Facebook group, the Richmound and Area Scoop.
If elected, what will you do, if anything, regarding the presence of the Queen?
Very little, because the money has been spent trying to evict her, and there's really no legal way of doing it. I don't want to give her any more importance or status than she deserves. If you're going to rant and rave, she's won.
Jody's new phone is blowing up with updates throughout the day.
25 for Miller, 35 for us, 6 unknown.
If Jody's tally is right, he's way ahead in the polls. I haven't gotten a chance to talk to Mayor Brad today because he's inside the polling station serving as his own scrutineer. We've been talking since he decided, reluctantly, to run for a second term. And he's been feeling the support from his constituents. He read me a text he got a week before the election.
I hope and pray our community will continue with your leadership. If it goes right in town, we will heal all together and make Richmound great again. Borrowed that from the last few words. Thanks again. From Trump, I borrowed it. Then he laughed because he knows whatever.
The day before the election, Richmound had a community event, a pierogi lunch, and Brad felt even more bolstered. He seemed to be more motivated and optimistic than ever.
I think this town can change and heal within a day or two. I'm not kidding. That's how great it'll be.
So you're feeling pretty confident then that you...
Oh, yeah. If everybody gets out and vote, I think we have no problem.
But now it's 1 p.m. on election day. Brad's been in the polls for hours, and I sense some nerves.
Okay, so I texted Brad and I said, how's everything going in there? And he said, good so far. I have a heartbeat. And I said, stress? Brad replies, yeah, you wouldn't think you should be stressed, but yes, I sure am. And I said, oh dear, it's a lot. And he said, I guess I have something to lose, whereas the others running don't.
Brad is realizing, it seems for the first time, that he could lose this thing. I check in with his number one ally against the cult, Shauna Sane. She's been running around town as always, helping people vote and staying in the mix. I catch her at home on a brief break.
And there's a lot of people who are tired, and you're tireless.
Oh, no, I'm tired.
Well, you seem tireless, but I can imagine you're probably just emotionally and physically.
I am. I'm so sick of this. I hate it. I keep saying our community is never going to recover from this.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I mean, yes, is there a little snippet of hope? Yeah, but I'm pretty worried that we're not going to.
Despite all the drama, there are still undecided voters.
Do you know who you're going to vote for mayor?
Nope.
Roxanne runs Brown Bear Grocery, Richmound's convenience store / liquor store / post office.
Are you going to vote?
It's hard to pick a group.
Well, you don't want to pick sides.
No, but this town is so divided. It'll never, no matter what government we get in here, they'll still be fighting.
No matter what government we get in here, she said, they'll still be fighting. She's lived in this town for a long time, and a lot of the people on Jody's side, Jody himself, Melinda, and other friends of theirs, are all pretty new to town. As she thinks about who she wants to vote for, she considers who has really made an effort for the community.
Between me and you, there was that lunch.
She's talking about the pierogi lunch the town hosted the day before. Everyone was invited.
The guy that's running for mayor against our mayor right now, they didn't go for lunch.
What does it mean that he didn't come?
To some people, it means that he's not part of our town. He doesn't want to support different functions and stuff like that.
Maybe gatherings.
Yeah.
Roxanne is talking about Jody. I head to his war room to check in with him. It's 4 p.m. now, and the polls close at 8. 4 hours to go. As soon as we arrive, Jody gives us an update on his tabulations. He thinks the race has tightened up since we last checked in.
31 Miller, 37 us, 6 unknown. We're only 6 votes ahead now. We were 8 votes ahead before. This thing is going to settle about 8 votes apart, I think.
Still, no sign of the Queen or the other cult members at the polls. Those 12 votes could make all the difference. I ask Jody about the pierogi lunch Roxanne tells me he skipped.
I didn't go because there's a bunch of people that really don't like me, some that do like me. And I thought, well, I'm not in an official position yet. I'm not a mayor, so I don't have to go. As a citizen, I didn't get a warm, fuzzy feeling when I went to some of these things. So why go? If I was mayor, I would go. Okay, I'm coming in. You know,
Plug your nose.
hold your nose and go in.
It strikes me that while Jody says he wants to lead this community, he doesn't seem to want to spend time with it. Brad and his wife have invited everyone to join them for a community fire in the park to bring the town together regardless of the election's result.
We did it too.
It's 5 p.m. now, only 3 hours left in the polls. I head to the park to check in with Brad's supporters as they get the fire set up.
But just so you don't get shot again.
But as I pull in, I see them standing on picnic tables, pulling posters down from the rafters of the covered area.
Wow, I can't believe they did that. Yeah.
Brad's wife, Arlene, shows us what they're pulling down. Posters of Brad. But they're not the ones printed by Brad. These are posters making fun of Brad's campaign materials. On Brad's real poster, it said, "Committed to transparency." But here, beside Brad's smiling headshot, it says, "Election Tampering 101." They believe Melinda is behind these posters.
We spent hours to make them all nice and with Brad's views on the side, but she defamed them, so I'm just gonna throw them in the fire.
We all watch as the posters burn. Not the start to the healing event they'd been hoping for. It's 6 p.m. now, 2 hours left at the polls, and still no sign of the cult. We do a final check-in at Jody's war room. The room has filled up, and everyone seems tense.
They just had a whole bunch of people come in. So right now they have 42 and we have 37, 6 unknown. They have approximately 2 votes left to come on my list that could possibly be theirs, and we still have 14 to come.
That healthy lead they'd been sure of all day has slipped right through their fingers. Jody looks shaken. Then, Melinda enters. She doesn't look at me, but sits at the other end of the table across from my producer Pippa. I text Pippa under the table. You talk to Melinda.
Okay, wait, what are you making?
Make it to town.
Clamarin.
What's it called?
It's a clamarin.
What is it?
Clamato juice and beer mixed together. Clamarin.
As she drinks what might be the most Canadian cocktail ever, she's busy typing on her phone.
Are you getting the vote out on your phone?
Yeah.
No, I do the memes.
Those are coming in.
I'm search queen and then I'm also the meme queen. Like, for instance.
Can you show me your artwork?
Okay.
She turns her phone around and shows the poster we just saw Brad's supporters ripping down at the fire pit. Election tampering for dummies. Everyone in Jody's war room is very aware of the clock, which now reads 7 p.m. Only 1 hour left before the polls close, and the numbers aren't going Jody's way. Tom Tooksher, the ex-mayor and Jody's right-hand man, makes a phone call. He has a quiet conversation, and then I see him hang up.
Who was that?
Rick Vance.
What did you say?
We need a couple more votes. It's time to call the Queen.
Tom said, it's time to call the Queen. I'm standing outside the Richmound Community Center, and the votes are being tallied. Next to me is Brad's wife, Arlene. It's pitch black out and freezing cold. We aren't allowed inside the building, so we're all peering through the front windows, shivering. Some of Brad's supporters crack jokes about what could happen if the vote doesn't go their way.
Oh my goodness, we're going to storm the
Capitol.
Yeah.
Storm the Capitol. Brad and Jody sit at a table facing away from the window and toward the elections officer who is counting each ballot by hand. She holds up each ballot for the candidates to see. We can't hear anything, so we resort to reading body language. Brad's wife decodes.
Oh, he's laughing. Oh, he's stretching. It's a weird face.
On Brad's face?
Yeah.
What do you mean it's weird?
I don't know.
Face?
Not pouting, just maybe he's trying to be nonchalant. We should have had a secret code or something.
After a few more minutes, the vote count finishes. The candidates stand up.
I can't really tell if Brad looks happy or not. He looks serious, yeah.
Brad and Jody shake hands, exchange a few words. They exit in silence, both wearing poker faces. Jody walks over to the crowd of reporters.
Brad and Wade were reelected.
Jody lost. Brad has won. And it's awkward. Clearly something went down behind the glass. Jody walks to his car, stone-faced and defeated, as Brad gives us the final count.
60 for me, 42 for him. 9 more than I thought.
He expected a stronger lead over Jody, and he explains the tense conversation he had with Jody right after the result.
But we were called out right away, and you gotta make this town better, and there was some bad stuff said, and blah, blah, blah. It'll never end with it.
That's Jody revving his engine, and he drives off. This is not the celebratory moment I was expecting. But then we hear as Brad's supporters get the news. Brad's mood immediately lifts. His win is starting to sink in.
How's your heart doing now?
Good. I'm relieved. I'm going fishing tomorrow. I'm going to go down and have a beer here. Hopefully you guys all come over.
We set off for the fire, hearing Brad's supporters cheering from blocks away. Meanwhile, Jody's supporters are still in his war room on the edge of town, still in the dark about the results. My producer Pippa is there, recording Jody's supporters. Jody parks on the gravel and gets out of his car. He walks towards the building, slowly, his head down. Someone swings the door open, and the room goes silent as he approaches.
Final count. Miller 60, me 42. And I just lost all hope for the future.
And Jody tells the group his version of the conversation he had with Brad after the result.
I offered Brad, I said, Brad, I hope you can bring these people together. Yeah. And he said, there's only one. You're it.
Jody points at Melinda Fisher, who finds this very funny.
You're the sole problem in this town. And I said, I got 42 votes. What about the other 40-some people? Yes. No, there's no other problem other than Melinda.
The room is in uproar.
Fuck sakes!
I think we need to object. I think some of the people maybe that we thought were voting for him.
He said, yeah, we got to try
Why don't we object to
How do you feel? Pissed off. Really pissed off. Because there's people that said they were voting for Jody that clearly didn't. They lied.
They expected a tight race with a Jody win. Then he lost by 18 votes. So something definitely went wrong in their polling. But it's also possible they were banking on 12 voters that never showed up. Queen Romana and her followers. That would have made the race close enough to recount, maybe even contest. But even after Jody's team called Ricky for help, the cult stayed put in the school.
Oh, fuck, if they'd come,
if those 12 would have came, done.
If they would have come,
there wouldn't even be a...
The Queen of Canada doesn't vote in a little village. She's the queen.
They don't vote anywhere. They don't believe in that.
That's what I mean.
My producer Pippa sits with Melinda, who chimes in.
Did you
guys ever feel tempted to
first had Alex
ask? I did ask.
Went to the river to celebrate.
I asked Queen Romana if she would consider voting to ensure that Jody would get in, because they do not have any use for Brad Bill.
She actually went to the school to plead her case.
I just basically said we really need to get Brad out. We need to change the government. Well, it's illegal to vote, and zero politics, zero religion.
Melinda is quoting one of Queen Romana's slogans, "Zero politics, zero religion."
And then she threw at me, well, who do you want me to save? The country or the world or Richmound? I said,
Melinda risked a lot to give the cult voting rights, putting them on the title to her land and making real enemies of her neighbors.
So do you feel let down by the school?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I do. I feel very let down. I think I'm going to keep my distance. Yeah, I think they'll get the message. I'm not going to be so willing to help anymore.
Melinda says she's going to keep her distance from the cult now, but she says she'll keep them on the title to her lot, the one right in the middle of town.
It still will be a thorn in Brad's thigh because it just makes them permanent residents here. I will never sell that lot. It will always be mine.
And she says she's not going anywhere.
Honestly, they're going to have to kill me to get rid of me.
I head over to the fire at Heritage Park, where a couple dozen people have gathered to celebrate Brad's win, and the party is on.
We could hear the cheers from the building. So I was like, I'm running to go. And then I went down the wrong street.
The fire is roaring and everyone's getting a little tipsy. I've never seen Richmound come together like this.
Brad and Jake won! Is everyone relieved? Happy.
Yes. These are our people. This is am I gonna cry?
You're gonna cry?
I am. I'm gonna cry. You're gonna cry because you're gonna cry, and I'm gonna cry, and we're all gonna cry.
Brad and his wife Arlene walk up to the fire, arm in arm.
Here he comes!
Gotta congratulate the first lady.
Thank you for all coming out and voting. I think we broke a record probably across the world. Probably 4 people didn't vote in Richmond. And we're going to go forward and we're going to make it positive and we're going to try to put the U back in Richmond.
Yes!
Well, first things first, how about a kiss for the real queen?
Yeah!
Brad kisses Arlene.
So like I said, I appreciate you guys up to the sky, down to the
Brad,
ground.
we appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for standing up for us and fighting the good fight. Thank you, Brad.
And thank you guys.
I noticed that school teacher Shauna Sane is smiling ear to ear. I've never seen her so happy.
Hi, Shauna.
How are you feeling?
I'm so excited. I'm so relieved. Yay. Christmas is coming and the goose is getting fat. Woo!
Shauna says this will reinvigorate her and Brad's mission of getting Queen Romana and the cult gone.
How could he not have felt beaten down over the last year in not feeling like we had anything to signify accomplishment of working against this evil force, this evil, illegitimate, and fake force? So this is a huge step.
The anti-cult side had won the election. But once the fire had died down and the hangovers had worn off, it was clear that not much had changed. The town was still divided, and Queen Romana and her cult were still bunkered down in the school. It would take something much bigger, something much more serious than an election, to finally get them out for good.
We have a warrant. They have a warrant for what? What kind of warrant did they have?
Leave the phone down. You're under arrest. Down on the ground.
That's next time on the conclusion of the Cult Queen of Canada. Tune in next week for an all-new episode of The Cult Queen of Canada. Or you can listen ahead to the full series now by subscribing to CBC True Crime Premium on Apple Podcasts, or by subscribing to the CBC True Crime channel on YouTube. Links in the description. The Cult Queen of Canada is a production of New Metric Media and Muse Entertainment for CBC Podcasts. The show is hosted by me, Rachel Brown. It's written and produced by Pippa Johnstone and Rachel Brown. The series producer is Chris Kelly. Sound design and original music by Mark Angley. Our senior producer is Jeff Turner. Our digital producer is Emily Cannell. The series was developed by Chris Kelly, Courtney Dobbins, and Rachel Brown. For New Metric Media, the executive producer is Mark Montefiore. The vice presidents of podcasts are Chris Kelly and Pat Kelly. For Muse Entertainment, the executive producers are Courtney Dobbins and Jonas Prupis. For CBC, the executive producers are Cecil Fernandez and Chris Oak. Tanya Springer is the senior manager, and Arif Narani is the director of CBC Podcasts. If you're enjoying this show, consider checking out another series from CBC. I really enjoyed one called Sea of Lies. In this series, host Sam Mullins guides us through the case of a con man who couldn't stop lying. It's a story about stolen identities, fine art, a diaper stuffed with gold bars, and a crime solved by a Rolex watch. You can find it, along with all other CBC podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts.